The YSL RICO trial was stopped early today due to an altercation between Thug's defense team and the Atlanta Police Department. It would be announced an ex-investigator with the Atlanta Police Department took the stand under cross-examination on Monday in the YSL RICO trial. During one moment, the former investigator, Lakia, got into a brief exchange with defense attorney Max.
And D'Angelo White's response was, "We had..." Correct?
Yes, he did say that, and it was more to that as well.
"We had guns and..."
Yes, he stated that.
Okay. We, being plural, correct? Correct?
Are you insulting my intelligence by asking if we means plural? I think you are, though.
Okay.
I think you are.
All right, well,
sir, don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, sir, let's be respectful to our witness,
I'm being
okay?
very respectful, Judge, and I always will.
I doubt it.
Which shortly after had Young Thug and his main lawyer accidentally dropping the hardest picture in 2024 as of Twitter, as Thug's legal team is constantly arguing with the Atlanta police who are trying to lie about evidence on Young Thug. Thug's main lawyer, Brian Steele, even called out the Atlanta Police Department for lying about evidence against him, which in the end could jeopardize his entire career. A report goes and reads, "As my eyes roll, I'm about to show you why I don't believe the City of Atlanta Police Department at all."
I have
No recording of whom?
Detective Lewis at the hospital, Grady Hospital, September 11, 2013, meets with Walter Murphy. And Your Honor, as my eyes roll out of my head, I'm about to show you why I do not believe the City of Atlanta Police Department at all. This is served in discovery. I will mark it Mr. Williams C and D. And then you tell me if I'm supposed to believe the allegations from the state of Georgia.
However, this is where the case gets very heated inside of the courtroom, and let me explain. The judge would end up calling Young Thug's attorney out for stating that the Atlanta Police Department lies about evidence, and that is an extremely bold take, because in the end, this could actually affect Brian Steele's job in the long run.
Well,
Not conceding that?
well, I'm going to tell you that I haven't heard anything that would indicate that's truth.
Yeah, well,
That you have a good faith basis to ask that.
You haven't heard anything of who he spoke with. That's my point.
That's the point.
But you all can't. But you two, neither one of you can proffer that.
Judge.
It's not proper, Mr. Steele.
No. Listen.
It's not. It would be a violation before me for you to put that in front of this jury.
In the September 17, 2000.
You are saying to the court that you have a belief that there is another statement out there. There's not.
How can you say that?
Because it hasn't been brought up. If it gets brought up, then we'll correct it at that point in time. But right now, I'm going to direct you not to inquire that line. You don't have a basis to do so.
As this evidence that they are discussing is based around a man named Adrian Bean. The Atlanta police are trying to use evidence against Young Thug that Adrian told them in 2013. However, now in 2024, Adrian has said that he no longer remembers giving them the evidence and no longer wants to let them use the evidence they gave in 2013. The original report reads, "Unlike Trontavious, Adrian is not bound by a plea deal. He was a part of a 2013 crime where 4 people were involved, but 1 escaped and was never caught. They need Adrian to snitch on Young Thug on the stand like he did with the police in 2013, but now he refuses. As Adrian originally snitched on Young Thug in 2013, but because the police took over a decade to start the RICO takedown of Atlanta, Adrian has now allegedly forgot about the crime. There is a law written that Adrian would have to basically confirm the evidence they gave in 2013, which is basically all of the evidence they have against Young Thug, but now he says he doesn't remember."
After you answer the question, which you have to do.
Because I don't remember nothing that happened in 2013. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
I understand. What I have to do is ask you some questions and determine what you do and don't remember. So, what is your response as to whether or not you recognize the images shown in Defendant's Exhibit number 8?
I don't remember.
All right. And I'm going to show you Defendant's Exhibit number 81. Do you recognize what's shown there?
No, ma'am.
All right. What about number 101 for Defendant Exhibits?
You see a car, but I don't remember it.
Okay, that's fine. Is your answer the same for Defendant's Exhibit number 82? number 89, and Defendant's Exhibit 90.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, lots can happen within 11 years, as the crime did occur in 2013. Some sources do claim that YSL members could have paid Adrian off to not snitch, but others believe that he actually did forget about the crime. Adrian has gone through a lot within the last decade. Being in and out of jail, as well as having issues with narcotics, Adrian does not want to help the police department at all, it seems.
I really don't have any knowledge about 2013, ma'am. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I don't really have any knowledge about 2013. Once I went to prison and came home from prison and done my time, everything that happened in 2013 or whatever has been put behind me and set forth. So I've been, working and just doing my thing since I came home from prison. I don't have no knowledge of nothing that happened 10 years ago.
The Atlanta Police Department needs this evidence to be confirmed by Adrian Bean, as this is a majority of the evidence they have against Young Thug, which makes it really seem as if that Young Thug will be released soon for one specific reason, and allow me to explain. It all begins with the judge screaming at the prosecutors for not doing their job correctly, where it says, quote, "The judge in Young Thug's trial was just arguing with the state because they were not prepared with evidence."
That's too late. The evidence is excluded. The evidence is excluded. I'm going to exclude because I told you that this was going to happen. No. We're excluding that. This is the last. I am not going to tolerate this any further. If you don't get together with your colleagues and flag issues and resolve them promptly, and if I have to take them up, remember, I can exclude them. We'll work the weekends, or we'll do a combination of both. So this time, I'm going to exclude those two sections.
There's nothing.
I'm not going to have any more discussion about this, madam. I'm not.
Talk to them this morning
I don't.
about that.
Well, you know what?
And I attempted to try to talk to them earlier this week.
Well, then that's why we have to.
You understand the court punishes the state because the defense.
I'm not punishing anybody.
As even right before this, the prosecutors also did something they're not even allowed to do inside of court. It would be reported Young Thug and his defense team's reaction to the DA asking a witness, "Are you afraid of Jeffrey Williams?"
You said you now know who Jeffrey Williams is. Are you afraid of Jeffrey Williams?
No, I know who he is. Because y'all told me.
Hold on, man. Hold on. All right.
Which obviously you are not allowed to do this to a witness on the stand and ask him that sort of question, making it really seem as if, do these prosecutors even know what they're doing? This is then when a viral comment would share, what I want to understand is, are they trying to waste his time and make him spend more years in there without having any evidence to weigh against him? It honestly seems this is exactly what they are doing. However, online lawyers have expected the Young Thug's lawyers will make a move for his release in a report that reads, "Expect Young Thug's legal team to push for a mistrial. The rapper's lawyers have clearly won over the jury, while the prosecutors have provided little to zero evidence." Now, the jury has loved all of the actions made by Young Thug's lawyer. Brian Steele even made Young Thug cry inside of the court when Brian said that he would put his life on the line for his client.
I mean, I'm not saying anything, but if true, that's a pretty serious accusation.
If true, I'll right now. How about that, Judge Glanville?
Your Honor, I object to this.
I don't care about her objection. I'm speaking with the
Your
court.
Honor, I object.
I'm
I'd like
speaking
to level
with
an
the court.
objection.
Okay.
I'm speaking
Let
with
him
the
finish,
court.
and then you can state your.
My point is,
Making it very obvious to Young Thug that he made the right decision with his lawyer staff, no matter the cost that these guys are. Brian Steele, however, is extremely angry with the court system and how they are treating his client, Young Thug. It would be announced, and I quote, "Young Thug's lawyer is fed up, and he calls the judge biased in the case against either him or his client, once again putting his entire career on the line."
want to move the case, but when the court, it gives me no pleasure in saying this. I believe that this honorable court is biased against Mr. Williams and or his counsel, and I ask you to consider recusing yourself, or don't do this again to me. This is inappropriate to me. I respect you, but what am I supposed to do? Sit there while you do this? I didn't do anything wrong. I did exactly what you teach me to do and the courts teach me to do.
All right.
But instead, no, I gotta finish this. Then I get told to this court says by Prosecutor Love that I'm not being candid with the court and I'm misrepresenting because Mr. Bean never went to the hospital at Grady on September 11, 2013, and Miss Love has a document on the desk to prove it.
As Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele is completely right. If it wasn't for the judge dragging the case forward, it would already be over by now. As we're even seeing rappers tweet, this YSL RICO trial doesn't even seem real. Either Young Thug is snitching low-key or he paid everyone off, as this entire court case is nothing like a real court case, it seems. If this is your first ever court case that you have kept up with week by week, this is not how they typically go. As even today, the YSL lawyer called out a state prosecutor for talking the ears off of a donkey.
For giving me the moment to speak. Thank you.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting the state earlier, but the state can talk the ears off a donkey. This continued filibustering has got to stop so that opposing counsel can speak.
Which obviously the state prosecutor didn't appreciate at all, where she would then stand up and begin arguing so much with the YSL lawyers that the judge and even an officer had to make her stop. While everyone was arguing back and forth, YSL members and Young Thug were trading snacks with each other. As let me remind you, this is a RICO case. This is a RICO takedown of Atlanta, and these prosecutors honestly seem like they have no idea what they're even doing, which could easily result in Young Thug release.